taking space towards middle. NiKo with the USP in his hands. Is he going to be rip-roaring? Ooh, opens it up with a nice connection onto Rain at least, and sends him packing. But they begin to make their move towards camera with the backup of Rops on the late lurk towards A main.
Nexa firing off some shots, but not really connecting. And although NiKo gets one, it's a one and done. And now Nexa is stuck between two players. Brokey doesn't require backup, though. He's going to do it all alone and force the plant down along the process.
Brokey, the backbreaker of this round, has already caused issues. But it's Frozen that gets first contact. P250 punishment on m0NESY, and bye-bye Hunter as his head goes flying. All down to HooXi. Brains of the operation, but has he got the brawn for this one, Vince?
It's a great shot from Brokey. And that is seeing the effects of that now, Jackie. A distinct lack of really Kevlar and much to go alongside it.
The best case scenario is stack and gamble. Hope that you're pushed at the B-bomb site. NiKo, though, the one-man army, a very heroic Deagle, lays waste to Karrigan as he slays the in-game leader, and they are going towards the stack site, Vince. m0NESY's Deagle sings for one, but that's all it is, a flash in the pan.
A flash in the pan, they'll want to try and turn up the heat. If possible, Hunter, but just with a USP around the corner. In the alcove, has the flash, can try and deny this plant, but Rain leaping up and down has the Estonian of Rops alongside him to dig him out of that ditch, and NiKo not in position to strike again anytime soon. Has already had a lot of impact, though, with these two Deagle frags we've seen him pick up. Looking for the weapon, but it's only a Mach 10. Not ideal, and especially considering into that next round, they want a full, healthy investment. Maybe looking for exit frags, but we're seeing glimpses. We're seeing little moments here and there. NiKo's Deagle on point. Some passages of play that haven't been as clean as FaZe would have liked, but it doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things. They'll still be leading 3-0 come the end of this fuse.
That's the real commodity. That's what they want. For NiKo, he knows there's a buy coming into the next round, so just finding some damage with a Mach 10 would have been the move to make. Problem is, Frozen was ready.
In the meanwhile, though, it's Brokey that's afforded that luxury. HE's being tossed in as well. There was a flashbang placement. They go in for this peek. He flicks down, but he misses. And now desperately requires that second player to come in. But it's another perfectly timed flashbang. Frozen may stand his ground for one, but the damage has been done.
Brokey going for the crazy montage plays as he was spinning around, but no success with a chrome cannon. Doesn't blow them away. m0NESY up close behind the pillar, from pillar to post as he punishes with 2 frags on the M4, Vince. And now G2 are knocking a first round in this map, unless Frozen can deny it in the 1-on-3 clutch, being flanked towards spawn. A barrage of bullets comes his way, and NiKo slays him.
So that's 2 huge scalps to take early doors. G2, 45 seconds left on the clock. Gonna try and repel this push, but it's gonna be Rain going in first. NiKo has his back turned, but HooXi's watching. He's anticipating, and more importantly, he's captivating this round and putting it in the pocket of G2. 2-player stack on the site, and that's gonna be good enough for m0NESY. And there is the second element of Nexa. Much better from G2, a clean hold in the end. And Karrigan decides to turn up the pace, turn up the heat, as he'll be taking first point of call. Putting himself in the firing range so that his young, plucky stars can get the kills in return. And although Rops gets one, it's NiKo on the other side with the AK that puts an end to the bush. This round will be falling underway of G2, and it should just be the one casualty. Maybe Rain can find the opening, the gap, the chink in the armor to exploit. Can't quite expunge HooXi in time, and Hunter goes in. There's Rain with one, can't double up. Nearly a costly round for G2, but they do maintain 3 players.
The B-site bombardment fighting in towards connector. NiKo strikes with Hunter to open up as the cranium of Rain goes flying away. Rops and Karrigan pick up a frag apiece, and the battle gets close. Rops inside of the smoke, the developer himself cheesing his way into the backline as he'll take down the brains and leave it on a 2v2. Fighting out through Temple though, Vince. He's already got out to the lip, but Nexa can't strike with the SMG. Rops finishes him and drops it down to m0NESY, the other player that's dedicated so much time into the game. More skin in the game than only Pixel in a round like this. A 1v2, can he pop off? Misses the shot, time ticking, walking into the back where Rops is waiting, and the round secured by FaZe. m0NESY is back on the rifle. Middle of the pack at the minute in terms of the overall frags. It's NiKo that's been the showstopper, and through the smoke he strikes with 2, Vince.
Bruh, oh, Jesus. If you're FaZe, you just shrug your shoulders like, what just happened? NiKo did. That's why people have been waiting for him to arrive. Pimp mentioned it on the desk. If he does, he fancies G2 might take this one. 11-7 for NiKo. Putting this round in the palm of the hands of G2, who need to snatch it away, but they still have Rops and Brokey to deal with. Nexa and m0NESY. Will they be called upon on the site to try and repel these two players? If they did, effectively would come down to a 2-on-2, and with a minute left on the clock, still plenty of time for FaZe to make their decision.
Nade round on camera to try and force back the CTs. The utility flying over the top of the head of Robs, and he's removed a missed shot from Brokey as m0NESY lays claim to another pickup. And the round goes the way of G2, 6-4.
Ridiculous double in the previous round. They're going to try and staple themselves in there again, and now going through in con. Molotov preceding that just to clear it out. Time is beginning to get scarce though. So FaZe, they've got a lot of little pieces all around the board, but they've got to try and make a move together. And m0NESY, oh, he has such a good read of this game, constantly finds those smoke pushes, and now HooXi has to try and go from strength to strength, but he gets shut down. m0NESY now with the AK spray, trading out from Karrigan's AK-47 is putting it to use against his oncoming troops, and gets the third as well. A 4K in the round for m0NESY secures G2 their 5th. And they decide they want to try and just get super aggressive. Molotov and the HE, a ton of damage to Karrigan and Rain, and they're going to continue to push forward into another Molotov. Through one fire into another. Feet singed, burning alive, but Frozen gets one. An extra Molotov onto the site. Denies the bomb plant for a bit, allows NiKo and m0NESY to do their work. And our Rops at range may tap in for a frag, but it's a great cost to his health bars. 4 AP remain. More importantly than that though, Jackie, he has no bomb. He has plenty of time. M4 picked up. This grenade touches down from Hunter. And we are going to have a tied up 6-6. 3 rounds back and forth throughout. Couldn't get any closer.
You've got the early utility set. HooXi can smoke over, block off access from camera. Early flashbang towards A main. m0NESY leads the charge. He wants to deliver the pain. Goes in through the smoke, but Rops has already claimed one. It's a bit of a back and forth, Vince, but most of the damage now comes from NiKo. 3 frags. Keeps on going with the backup of his brother in arms, and they secure the pistol in seconds.
Oh, this is...
At the very least, has an opportunity to steal away the Galil or post himself up and see if they exit together back towards A main, keeping them towards the bomb, keeping them towards the bomb site, and making this a bit more costly for G2's T side, meaning there might be a couple more rebuys than first expected. But Nexa, with the support of m0NESY, strikes back. Rain's Deagle washes away 2.
That's a bit of investment that they're going to have to replenish into the next round. Especially considering they've been pincered in here to go through on the CT spawn, where Rain is still waiting with this Deagle, so the bomb may soften them up. But
a tantalizing best of 3 with the 3 maps we have ahead of us. If we make it all the way to the bookend of Inferno. A classic lineup for Rops, launches the HE towards the stairwell, and m0NESY loses 40 HP for his troubles.
Yeah, a slap to the face for m0NESY there. Unconfirmed damage, of course, but not bad for $300 spent. Come the end of this round, though, that could be the difference maker. We'll have to wait and find out. Hunter, in the meanwhile, tossing in his flashes, trying to draw some utility back from FaZe onto main side, and they have already disposed of 2 smokes. But Brokey could be called upon here. Rob's playing. Torches back. Brokey needs to connect the shot, and indeed he shall. It's m0NESY, at least the weakened player that goes down with his assault rifle, and there is Rops to pick up the pieces. A main has now been locked down. It's going to force the rest of the T's to try and get aggressive through mid, but Rops is keeping himself alive with that counter flash. Spray in from Frozen does a ton of damage, but not the kill, and Rops also misses out. NiKo on 7, HooXi on 39 in this 2-on-2. It is a winnable endeavor though, but there's Karrigan from Cams, and that could be an end to this round as Rain shoulder peeks in, finds himself NiKo, and although NiKo NiKo is outgunned. We know he has the aim. However, Rain will deny him this time.
Hanging in. The difference of setups from G2's early contact plays towards B, from how FaZe are playing it. Waiting behind the smoke, Carrigan using the edge of the smoke, spamming through to give himself vision, strikes on 2. Hooksy and Nexa in the meantime are able to clap back and they equalize, leaving the battle of attrition down to 3 players on either team.
A 3-3 retake. All players pretty healthy. It's a HE collectively, 2 HEs now on G2. An incendiary, but a weakened Brokey and a dead Rops. Probably put an end to any hopes of a re-engage here, but they're still gonna press forward. Brokey gets caught with a grenade out. And now Frozen has to just moonwalk away. Needs to keep his eye on the prize though, because this M4 is worth so much. It's so valuable. And this is where it comes full circle, Jackie. We talked about this. You get the round win. It's at great cost. Your economy not able to flourish. They instantly get pushed back again from G2, who take their 10th round, and FaZe have such little money to play with.
It's mostly a supporting quartet of Deagles with 1 MP9 on Robs.
The problem is that lad has been left out for too long. It's got mold on the rungs. Every time you put your foot there, it feels like it's creaking, it's gonna snap. Phobia creeping in for FaZe. They've dealt with these kind of situations many a time, but Rob's getting aggressive there, gets neutralized. 2 players were just waiting for him.
Robs has put down the welcome mat to the A site and invited G2 in. They've got muddy shoes and they do not give a damn, Vince, as they take pace and take the control off of them. The only one that could deny the entry is the bouncer of Frozen, checks the IDs and says no. 2 frags on contact. Rain with the Deagle needs to surprise and slay on contact again. Punishes with a follow-up frag.
He's still alive, he's still in the fight as well. There's still time for G2 if they can get some success, and NiKo puts down Rain, but it's at cost to his HP. m0NESY flicks up, misses, down to NiKo, 1 on 3, first kill goes his way, runs out of ammunition though, has to replenish, and so Frozen with the white swing, secures his 3rd. Just chilling. As to how the entire FaZe dynamic comes down, they're such calm players. And so yes, they're behind, yes, they're feeling it, but they've always got that extra gear to shift into. And now it's G2 that have to feel the pinch a little bit. They've been very close to just running away with this map, but now there's some real resistance up against them. How do they deal with that?
Well, the minute they try and take control towards middle, FaZe have set themselves up playing the extremities with a 3-player setup towards B and 2 of them gravitating towards A main. They've given control of camera to the CT side. Ooh, but the first 2 picks fall in favor of FaZe. They're in the A site, sure, Vince, but you don't have an easy time of closing this round down. They're getting information at least and starting to tag up FaZe. It's all falling away. m0NESY murders 2. Nexa chimes in on Brokey, and it's down to Frozen to again turn up. Can't do it twice.
Yeah. Timing for Robs there, though, was on point. He just backed off, took 2 damage from that grenade. It was looking like it was going to shred him. And now it gives him the chance to go back in again. He wants to turn up the pace, turn up the heat. Try and take the fight to G2. They've been very reactive rather than proactive thus far, FaZe on their CT side, and that's more like it. Brokey takes the shot, tosses in the smoke, denying entry once again. A minute left on the clock, and G2 are changing it up, dropping down into the canals now. Big frag from Hunter though, and Carrigan gets caught with a smoke out. It's all coming apart here as Rain goes down to Hooksy's hand on that MAC-10. Hooksy 16 and 11 is having a stellar performance here. And G2 on the brink of taking FaZe's choice of map.
Hooksy the Chad? Nah. Hooksy the Mac claps back on that one. Big frags with a MAC-10 on entry, Vince. The drive-bys make a whole load of difference, and the B site crumbles. And the dying moments of this round, it has to be a Brokey highlight reel. He's got to keep himself alive and fight in the middle of a cell. Can't do it. Goes toe-to-toe against m0NESY and loses.
And now G2 have 4 chances to secure the 1-0. This is, of course, a best of 3. as it is a qualification game for the Major. And HooXi catches himself some more prey, runs in and takes Rops' head. Gets treated out, but there's Nexa for the repeat. Beautiful shot from Broky, though, is keeping FaZe alive.
Broky's bullet battles back. Starves off the push for a few seconds, Vince. G2 look to reshuffle their assets and set their focus on a different part of the map. Rain dropping the smoke on connector, removing the line of sight and keeping the AWPer thinking, making m0NESY debate the play. Stay scoped, wraps off towards middle, not giving away the audio cue and grouping up with the Wolfpack. This is going to be a late, straight-up play towards the B site with 3 of them running in. At the minute, you've only got 1 player stationed there for FaZe, and that's Rain with just a deagle on backside.
G2 looking to maraud their way onto B to sack the site, to neutralize the CTs, and m0NESY is the man for the job. Dispatching of Rain post-haste, and now Carrigan up through connector. We'll have to wind in some pretty ridiculous 1Ds, and Hunter rejects that idea. That entire premise disgusts him. He wants an end to this first map. And Anubis is going to come to a draw. It's going to come to a close in just a few moments' time, unless Broky can clutch this out with a deagle. 1 kill, but that's all he can muster. 13-8 to G2 on Anubis.
Snapshots. Big connections. m0NESY with the timing might be pulled off the angle that he needs to defend from. Problem is, Carrigan couldn't deliver the killing blow quickly enough. So m0NESY returns, supports his teammate, and whittles FaZe down to just 2. Rops and Broky. They're miles apart, Vince. Broky trapped in cave. Meanwhile, his teammates beginning to find a way to weave through the backline and make his move up from CT. Timing's going to be everything on this. There's a very slim chance they can make this round work.
Rops needs to nail the shot, though. If he falls down, and it's pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered, and he falls prey to NiKo, as so many of his teammates have multiple times in this series. Broky at least gets the plant down. It gives him something to play off. Beautiful headshot there, delivered onto m0NESY, but there won't be a double up. There will...
When we hit the minute mark on this one, FaZe will be revving their engines for the play towards the A site. This is where you would need your anchor in Nexa to defend. Problem is, he got a little bit drawn off, went for the wrap round through Donut. It's the spam from Hunter to get the opening pick, and Frozen's been shattered. The MP9 takes a bite out of him, but Broky battles back. 2 frags on the Galil. Bomb being planted, the CT's isolated towards the smoke. Meanwhile, NiKo pulls up and finds the first pick. It's all on Rops, Vince.
A player of extreme levels of calmness, but Hunter, wide swinging Rops, was caught in 2 minds. Should I watch CT or Donut? It ended up being to his downfall. Did a lot of damage to Broky as well, though. Down to 4 HP. And considering that you have a HE, an Incendiary, a Flash, and 2 of the 3 players are just a couple of gusts of wind from death, it's looking poor for FaZe's endeavors to clutch out. It would have to come down to Frozen realistically. They've tickled the bomb, the smoke's not great. It does afford a small gap in there, but the molly behind it could be a problem. Frozen now with the spray gets 1, but that won't be good enough. And Broky is already pieced out. Enough time for the defuse. It just goes to show, though, that if Frozen could string together 2 or 3 kills there, that was a winnable round for FaZe.
They get activated in this 4th round. Lane control continues to be easy to fight for G2, but Carrigan hits the head of HooXi and shuts down the cave control.
Hunter needs help now. He needs his teammate of NiKo to come down and allow him safe passage. Get the evac out of Cat. m0NESY with 2, though. And that second Tech-9 shot was a thing of beauty. Carrigan, though, is going to keep the dream alive. Continues to get entries. And smoke onto CT. But the bomb's nowhere near. Still, Rain has to go by and pick up this bomb, which is going to allow rotations to come in if G2 realize what's coming up. 2 players stuck in CT, with NiKo still watching B site.
m0NESY Teetering on the edge of the smoke, wanted to see if he had an opportunity to push in. They re-smoke, but he's already got ahead of it. Ooh, trying to play around the Molotov, but Karrigan's swing slices his head off. Meanwhile, Hunter strikes with one onto Rain, and it all falls onto NiKo. He's been having a huge series so far in a 1v2 with a back turned. He tries to strike, punishes onto Karrigan, losing a lot of his HP. Both of them doubling up to play against him. He gets the defense, but no frag and no round. FaZe get there first.
m0NESY with the freebie. Karrigan caught napping. Waiting for that rotational play to come in. Little did he know that m0NESY is still in with a chance. And while m0NESY is alive, there is a way forward. Finds the timing on the smoke. Neutralizes Frozen. And in the meanwhile, long flank from Nexa. But m0NESY may not need anybody else. He may be about to do this all alone. Rops and Brokey stand between m0NESY and a back-breaking moment for FaZe. A round that should have been straightforward. A 2 versus 4 as m0NESY nearly gets caught in transition. Nexa now, though, has an opportunity with this MP9 at range. He tries to spray, but he can't get any kills. And with m0NESY on low hit points and no kit, it's such a valiant, heroic effort, but unfortunately it's a bridge too far, and FaZe will double up their tally at 3-2.
The bomb detonates and FaZe find their second.
And that will be a third round to FaZe. Very likely coming in. The question really is if G2 want to throw this AK away, and I really doubt it. I'd imagine that m0NESY saves and the rest of the team try and bodyguard him. Maybe throw a couple of these pistols in for exit frags, but yeah, this is a done deal.
They're exiting out towards middle though through Donut. And this will be a shooting gallery. You're all going to be peeking into Brokey with the backup of Frozen one by one. The frags all fall in favor of FaZe. And they get nothing. Zilch, nada from the round. G2 giving...
Oh, that smoke was so beautifully carved aside like Moses at the Red Sea, and it allowed FaZe to stampede their way across to a fourth. They breach the gap, they gulf it fully, and although m0NESY gets a parting gift, he is now last man standing. There is no way forward for m0NESY apart from through FaZe. And he's the kind of player that can make that happen, but Frozen will deny him the luxury and opportunity. Yeah, that HE onto the smoke was delicious timing for FaZe. And now m0NESY needs to join them. They won't be able to deny the bomb plant. Nexa is playing with the food. They get in each other's way, and Frozen shuts down Rops before he falls prey. Rain is last man standing, double sprays up, knows where Nexa is, and Rain will clutch. But FaZe so nearly threw that across the rocks. m0NESY, too hot to handle, has to fall back. It's a great cost, and Brokey finishes him off. They would have heard the singeing sound of burning flesh and administered the mercy kill in the end. And now HooXi caught, but still alive. Had a very good performance in the first map. But he's gonna have to go above and beyond. Oh, the barrel, that AWP is going to give Karrigan's position away all day, every day, but Brokey spray control on point. HooXi, though, exploding out of cave. First aid and Rain again. 2 consecutive rounds with tons of impact, and FaZe extend their lead to 6-3.
Any inches to work with, any fine margins. Timing on this is going to be crazy, Vince. They adjust their crosshairs as there was another man pulling up to back them up towards middle, just as we saw the push down on lane. Karrigan being spammed at, the 5-7 nipping at his heels. m0NESY's Deagle unable to deliver. The MP9, good for one, but the 5-7 of Hunter claps back for another. Rain is continuing to be the beast for FaZe as he's making the difference round after round. Hunter shoots at the toes, but they stay alive. 20 seconds on the clock, Vince.
And NiKo still alive, still activated, still healthy. If Hunter can draw some fire, that could allow his cousin to come in and clean up the rest. He's got one better than NiKo could have hoped for. And NiKo's position is still unknown. He's made no noise. But this is the 3rd round in a row that Rain is going to be required, and NiKo's going for the full-on defuse. Are you serious, NiKo? The ice in this man's veins, and he snatches it. Breaks the heart of Rain, breaks his back. Full... It may go checked this round though, and Nexa still posts up 2 kills with that MP9 and keeps them away from the smoke. That's a fantastic individual performance from Nexa that could have just secured them so much going into this round. Nexa now gets another couple, doing it all alone with a 4K. And although Brokey has been a man possessed on 13 frags, there are limitations to even his reach. What a round from Nexa.
That's huge, man. The A anchor that sinks the FaZe Clan ship. So momentum is going to be a big part of it. Early on, they set themselves up round towards the B site, fighting for lane. Carrigan hits the head of Munisi, takes 2 to the grave as he goes down with Nexa as well.
Lily frags back and forth, but it's now FaZe taking the lead. Frozen still alive, still able to deliver some fatal blows if they overextend here. NiKo's out though, and he has full faith in his Glock aim. We saw him bag a bunch on Anubis in that pistol round, and he's got 3, a hat trick again. And still tons of time left on the clock here, Jackie. They don't have to force either way in. Can try and wait to see if the CTs blink first.
Robs requests the rotation, and Brokey begins to make his move back round through CT. 50 seconds on the clock. NiKo curious about what positions are in play. Hunter peeks into it, and his head gets obliterated. NiKo with 1 though. Now it's all down to the fine margins. A 1v1, time to work with. He can cut noise and slow down the round. Rotates offense, guaranteeing himself an opportunity to arrive on the A site and plant the bomb, forcing it into a 1v1 retake from Brokey.
Love the call. He's on 28 HP, his position is known. He knows if he wide swings the angle, 1 bullet and he's dead. Then this now allows him to control how this 1v1 comes down. This is exquisite play from NiKo. And it gives him a real chance to not just clutch this round, but to land the ace on top of it, and a round that G2 so desperately require. He's seen the script before with this full 10-second defuse. Brokey, he's not falling for it. He hears the sound cues. Brokey around the corner, and that is NiKo at his best.
Of course, they still have the safety net, Vince, the fact that they've won all of their previous games up to this point. You're nowhere near close to not having your opportunity to make it to the first major, but it makes so much of a difference to do it in the space of 3 games. 3 straight wins at the EU RMR. Robs, he wants to make it electrifying, Vince. And maybe that's the defibrillator to get their lifeline going and get them straight back into the game.
That's what you need, but they've got to build upon that. They're still well and truly up against it, Jackie. Yes, it feels good moment. Yes, it's a tilter if you're Hooksy, but they still have tons of weaponry, loads of grenades. Do not allow yourself to get thrown off the chosen path, and that is for G2 to hit this B site. They've lost any flanking or lurking potential in this round. They barely have any mid control. They have to pressure forward. Molotov's tossed in, but considering 5.7s, Deagles, P250s are in play right now, they have to tread lightly. Smoke's gonna begin to fade. NiKo, as ever, in this best of 3 on point. Not missing a chance. Spray is good from NiKo, and now the AKs begin to rip and tear through FaZe Clan. Yes, he got the cheekies use kill, but that's all you're gonna get out of this round. As Brokey about to burn alive to the molly of Hunter, and G2 extend their lead. NiKo cracks open the site. And Rain, he was caught in the smoke for what would have felt like an eternity. Although Brokey does come back with 1, the site has been pillaged. Brokey gonna try and plant that flag back down again with the FaZe colors, and it's Robs that joins him. The 2 of them have done it for now. But Hunter's brought us back into a 2-on-2. 1 minute 15 on the clock, but they've lost possession of the bomb. They could maybe fake out an over-rotation, but Brokey's having none of it. Hooksy in a 1-on-2.
The heads-up play from Brokey. It makes a world of difference. Hooksy, he's got to get the bomb. He's got to find a pathway into bomb site, and they can play off each other. They can hold the crossfire. Brokey depth-defying stuff as he bounces back and stays alive. Hooksy eats the nade, and time is ticking. Pressure's mounting. They've got a crossfire set up on this one with Rops on the off angle as well, and there is no good opportunity for G2 to make an easy move back into this round, Vince. Time is ticking. And it seems like FaZe have once again found an opportunity to get themselves around.
Still time though. And HooXi knows the economy of FaZe is busted. It's barely hanging. If he can find the golden ticket here, it would have been huge for G2, but FaZe can breathe a collective sigh of relief. A lot of investment with HEs and Molotovs onto ramp, and this time NiKo decides to go mid or A. You've expended so much. It's almost like he's conditioning FaZe at this point to fear the Reaper. The Reaper, of course, is omnipresent, as is Karrigan, it would seem. IGL on IGL action, although m0NESY will make sure that there will be no brains behind the operation, continuing in terms of brute force with the MP9. Nectar in the meanwhile, though, walks his up ramp, and he's going to get the same results, but he does get traded back. 3-on-3.
Drops on the box, plays the off angle. Flashbang out through cave, it'll blind Hunter, but too little too late. He breaks the back of Brokey. You outnumber them. It's a tag, Vince, but he's still standing and can deny this push onto the site. Slow down the retake with the utility Frozen. Wielding the AWP, misses the initial headshot. Rob's good for one, and it's all on Frozen now. He's got to get the reload off. 35 seconds on the clock, flashes over the top, and you can see NiKo setting his mind to rotating and going for a different maneuver. He's cut sound and he's running through middle. The timing on it is the important part. Frozen misses the opportunity, Vince.
But he's at least seen NiKo. He knows what's coming up now. There's no doubts in his mind. NiKo's gonna go for the full plant. Zero respect for the potential wide swing. And there's the headshot from NiKo. Once again, rotating and so calm. Kind of rolls his eyes in relief. But the man has got it done once more. So played one in this position right now, it would be him. The initial spray is good. Mollied out of position with the flashes as well, and m0NESY returns the favor. AWP trained to perfection. And our next needs to wide swing in. Karrigan stands his ground, drops the bomb and gets a second, giving a lifeline to FaZe.
A missed shot from m0NESY, and the problems are creeping in. FaZe are not giving up control of this game for free, and m0NESY falls as Brokey stands tall and gives them one more round.
Means the world to each and every one. And of course the coaches as well behind them. Interestingly, Neo against Taz, all teammates. But in the here and now, HooXi has pushed up on the catwalk side, and Frozen spills his blood down there and retrieves the kill. And it's a clean kill at that, you know. A flashbang out, Frozen goes for the repeak, but he is stuck between players. He at least has some backup, but NiKo is going to punish him for overstaying.
Isn't it fitting that it's NiKo again to be activated? m0NESY waiting for the repeak, but Brokey has been the only one that can slow down the AWPing superstar of m0NESY in this round. He's removed, blown away by the AWP of G2, and it all falls onto the last two members. FaZe Clan's hope and dreams in the best of three is on Rops and Karrigan.
Karrigan typically comes alive in these moments, but he's been put to his death by Hunter, and that leaves Rops out with so much pressure, so much to do. Yes, he's got the first pick, but it's one of the hardest areas in Counter-Strike to burst out from. He at least has the smoke and flash to dart back into. Time is low, and Hunter shuts him down. G2 2-0 against FaZe and secure their spot at the Major. The first team in CS2 history to qualify for the Major.